think winning a conversation means talking better and saying the perfect things at the perfect time. But that's not what actually works when you're trying to connect with someone in a real conversation. Real influence doesn't come from speaking more. It comes from learning how to truly listen. And if you pay attention, almost nobody actually knows how to do this properly. That's why so many conversations feel forced, awkward, and disconnected from the start. People talk, but they don't really connect on a level that actually matters. And over time, influence starts to feel difficult, unnatural, and almost impossible to create. But there's a simple shift that can change everything once you understand how it works. You have to stop trying to win the conversation by proving your point all the time, and instead, start trying to understand the person sitting right in front of you. Because people don't want to feel corrected, challenged, or proven wrong in conversations. What they really want is to feel understood, heard, and genuinely acknowledged. And the moment someone feels like you actually understand them, something changes instantly. Their guard drops, their tone softens, and they begin to open up naturally. They start to trust you without resistance or hesitation in the conversation. And that's the exact moment where real influence begins to take shape. Most people don't listen with the intention of understanding what's being said. They listen while preparing what they're going to say next in response. And that subtle habit is what quietly breaks connection without people realizing it. Because real listening looks completely different when it's done the right way. You slow down your reactions instead of rushing to fill every moment with words. You focus your attention fully instead of letting your mind drift somewhere else. You maintain eye contact and show that you're actually present in the moment. You respond with small signals that show you're engaged and paying attention, and you ask better questions that invite deeper and more meaningful answers. And suddenly, without forcing anything, the entire conversation begins to shift. Because now the focus isn't on you trying to impress or prove anything anymore. It's on the other person feeling seen, heard, and understood in a real way. And that's what makes people naturally want to keep talking to you. Here's where most people make the mistake that ruins everything without noticing. They interrupt too early because they think they already understand what's being said. They correct small details that don't actually matter in the bigger picture. They try to prove a point instead of trying to build a connection. And in doing that, they slowly lose the person they're talking to. Even if they technically win the argument, they lose something far more important. Because winning the argument often comes at the cost of losing the relationship. And once that connection disappears, influence disappears along with it. So instead of focusing on being right all the time, you shift your priority. You let go the need to prove yourself in every single moment, and you focus on being effective in how you communicate with others. You ask thoughtful questions that actually make the other person think deeper. You reflect back on what they're saying so they feel truly understood. You validate how they feel without immediately trying to fix or change it. You use their name and acknowledge their perspective in a genuine way. And through these small actions, you make them feel important without forcing it. And when someone feels important around you, everything begins to change naturally. The conversation becomes easier, smoother, and far more engaging. The connection becomes stronger without needing to force anything at all. And your ability to influence grows without you even trying to control it. Because winning a conversation was never about talking more than the other person. It was always about making the other person feel like they actually matter. Because in the end, people don't remember every word that was said to them. They remember how you made them feel in that moment. And that feeling is what stays with them long after the conversation ends. And once you understand that, everything about how you communicate changes. You become calmer, more intentional, and more aware in every interaction. You stop chasing approval and start creating real connection instead. And that shift alone separates average communicators from truly influential ones. Because influence was never about control, it was always about connection. And once you master that, you don't just win conversations, you win people.